So today we wanted to talk about amazing things. First, I wanted to tell you that Rances wants to give away one of his copies of his favorite painting. This is Baby Rances, Genius Ramses when he was 8 months old, when he was swimming with the dolphins. Look at that. I did this painting when he was a little tiny little baby. He was so cute. And he wants to give away that painting, a copy. And he only has 50 copies of that painting in that size. He wanted to give it away. The only thing that you have to do, pay attention. You have the opportunity of winning this copy signed by Genius Ramses. And all what you have to do is, let me show you because the reflection, the light, is share the video on Facebook, share on Instagram, hashtag Genius Ramses, like, share, like, and comment in the video. And also don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell. That's all what you have to do. It's like a 5 steps, super easy. And then you have the opportunity of have this amazing copy of baby Genius Ramses when he was a baby. It's so funny because Genius Ramses have been telling me, and we love to have conversation like this, that he was telling me that there is some people who still believe that the earth is flat. Oh my God, I didn't know that. So I wake up and smell the coffee. There was a mathematician more than 2,000 years ago here in Air, and he was a Greek guy who was really, really smart. What happened with him, Francis? Uh, uh, footnote. That what happened? He was living in Alexandria. In what year he was born? He was born in 276. 276. He was born here in 276, and he said that the earth actually is not flat, it's round. Why? Because we was flying with a camel around the air with his magical camel measuring the air. No, he didn't do that. He didn't have a magical camel measuring the air around. He didn't have a rain camel or something. Didn't have that, right? What he has is just geometry and common sense. That 20, I mean, like 2,000 years after, a lot of people still think that the earth is flat. Come on, people. That's so funny. Anyway, so he was right there in Alexandria, and he was in running the most amazing library. And then one year he was in the longest day, in the longest day of the year. What day is that, Randy? Sain is the longer day of the year? No. July 20, June 21st. June 21st is the longest day of the year for people who didn't know. In Sain at noon? He was in the city, and Sain, the city close to Alexandria. And at noon, people say that it was no shadows, reflecting the sun in the well. Right there in the middle of the well. Well, not the giant well swimming in the ocean. No, not that well. A hole in the middle of the air, so in the ground. The one that you get the water. So that well. So that well has the reflection of the sun right there in the middle, the center. And he analyzed that like a whoa, that's so cool. And what was the name of that amazing mathematician? The name of the mathematician. He's sleeping today. The name is Eratosthenes. Eratosthenes. He was a Greek mathematician, and he was living in Alexandria. But That weekend or that summer, he was down in what is the city name?
Next year, all right, next year he go back to Alexandria and saw an oblique with a 7-degree shadow.
So he was in Alexandria the next year in the same day, the longest day, in June 21st. And he, in the middle of the day, he said, I'm going to analyze how people see in the city next to Alexandria
At noon.
at noon. What is the name of the city?
Alexandria.
No, the city where he saw the well. Sain. So in Sain, they didn't see any shadows, but in Alexandria, the same time, the same day, they see a small shadow. He saw a small shadow, like 7 degrees. So in his mind, immediately he knew that must be a curve
On the earth.
on the earth. So how far was Alexandria to Sain? Because Sain was more or less like here, Alexandria here.
Alexandria. Here.
So how far it was?
It was about 500 miles.
He say about 500 miles. So what is the geometry that he did to find out or to find out the mathematics of
Imagine the distance between Alexandria and Sain is 1/50th of a circle. And so there has to be 500 miles times 50. And what do you get? 25,000 miles around the earth.
so it's 25,000 miles around the earth. People in 2020 and I still think that the earth is flat. No, the only flat is your head. Your brain probably. No, it's not flat, it's round. Round. So he said it was 25,000.
25,000 miles.
Is it the miles? Because he didn't even know about miles. But anyways, the thing is that it was round and he proved it with geometry, just geometry. So people, for those people who wants to prove it, COVID-19